everyone, welcome back. So glad you're here for day 3 of our pelvic floor 101 basics. My name is Alexandra. I've been passionate about pelvic floor health for many years after having my own 3 babies and working with so many women who were facing the same challenges. I realized how much strength and confidence we can gain by taking care of this often neglected part of our body. Whether it's sneezing, coughing, running after your kids or your grandkids, we all deserve to feel confident again in our bodies. And that's what we're here to do today and learn. This workshop is a safe place, so feel free to participate as much as you like. I want to hear from you, get to know you better, and share and support each other on this journey of better pelvic health. And before I share everything, I want to remind you all that I am not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. Done. All right. Let's get into the meet and greet. So, regarding our yesterday session, I wanted to ask you guys in the chat, how many of you have started paying attention on your posture? Like you just start to be aware of it, how you're standing and how you're sitting. I'm curious. Let me know in the chat. Yes. The hip rotation on all fours was new to me. Oh, yes, sorry, I'm behind with this. Yes, you guys have been trying to work on that. Sitting at work today. Yes, head, ribs, hips aligned, right? And even if you're leaning back and front, making sure all these sections follow. Perfect. Good stuff. And all right, let's go into the breathing. Sitting while driving, trying to relax my shoulders and tilt my pelvis to align. Yes, Sarah, excellent. I already was conscious, but now I realize that it's not just my back that is paying the price. Yes, well noticed. Well done, Caroline. Right, today's focus is on breathing and its direct connection to our pelvic floor muscles. Yesterday, we talked about the posture, how the posture impacts the pelvic floor. Now we're going to learn how the way we breathe can either support or put pressure on these muscles, our front and back muscles of our deep pelvic floor. So let's go into it. I tried to keep it very simple, guys. So that's why it's called 101 Basics. So let's see what we can cover in our next 30 minutes. The role of the diaphragm and the pelvic floor is connected, is teamwork, right? I'm gonna go straight into pinning me here so that you can actually see better. So here's Phoebe. We talked about the anatomy. I'm not gonna go through it again. This is our pelvic floor muscles in the middle there, like a hammock, supporting and protecting our organs from going out of there, and they are needing strength and support. So when we are breathing, which we talked a little bit about that yesterday with the posture alignment, right? Tilting, posterior, posterior, and how we're slouching or not. Today we're going to talk about the diaphragm, diaphragmatic breathing, and how this can support or put more pressure also in our pelvic floor muscles. So I have this versatile toy I keep from my toddler, and now he actually doesn't play with this anymore, but it's perfect to help you guys visualize what's going down there. Okay, so when we inhale, this is the diaphragm, is actually sitting between your lungs and your pelvic floor. So imagine like it's a balloon, okay? So when we're inhaling, right, it's expanding. The diagram is expanding, which puts pressure in our pelvic floor muscles, and then they also move down. So the diaphragm moves in to inhale, so it pushes down the pelvic floor muscles, and when we exhale, the diaphragm gets smaller, it contracts, and then we are lifting our pelvic floor muscles. Okay, so inhale, putting pressure, exhale, engaging, right? So how are we going to counteract this movement? So when we inhale, try to fill your belly and your chest with air. What do you notice happening? Are you contracting or relaxing your pelvic floor muscles? I want you to let me know in the chat. So put one hand in your chest and one hand in your belly. Relax your shoulders if you can. If you are on a chair, let your feet touch the ground. If you have a yoga mat, you're sitting on a yoga mat, just relax your feet and stand light, nice and tall, head, ribs, and hips. So one hand on the belly, one on the chest. So close your eyes if you need to get more connected with your breath. I want you to notice what's happening when you're inhaling. Which hand is rising? Is it both? Is it just one? Which one? Yes, so when you inhale in Caroline, you're relaxing or you're pressing down your pelvic floor muscles. There's so many different kinds of breathing. When we're stressed, we almost breathe so shallow. So maybe just small belly movements when we stress. When we have gone out running, everything is going up and down, chest and belly, right? Everything, deep, deep, deep breaths. And that's what we want to be doing. We want to be taking deep breaths. We want both our hands to expand and grow as we inhale. So everybody take a nice deep breath into the belly, then into the chest, rise, 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 and then exhaling, chest, belly. Does your belly stay relaxed or not? Let me know in the chat what's happening to the belly. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. Curious to see what's happening to the belly. Are you always sucking in or you let the belly relax? This is quite a big thing. Belly is filling up, chest is rising slightly. Yes, perfect. That's really good. When you exhale, what's happening? Does your chest just go down and your belly stays in the same place? It's interesting, right? Belly goes out when I breathe in and when I breathe out. Belly goes out when I breathe in when I breathe out. Yes. Excellent, Megan. That is the correct diaphragmatic breathing. Inhaling, expanding, and exhaling, belly goes in and up. Belly goes out when I breathe and then breathe out. Great. Breathing awareness. Okay, we just did this exercise just to become aware of what's happening to our chest and belly. Posture and breathing go hand in hand. That's why I ask you to be head, ribs, and hips aligned. And then we moved the chest a little bit and the belly expanded and exhaling, belly went in and out. And then the chest stayed. Great. Okay. So how you breathe impacts our pelvic floor. And today we're going to start exploring and then figuring out how this can support our pelvic floor. So quickly, we did a little bit of that just now, right? So here we go. The diaphragm. This is a diagram, yes, but this is the diaphragm we're talking about. The diaphragm, pelvic floor connection. So they are a team. If you're looking into the slide, they work together. When you inhaling, exactly, look, when you inhaling, it's relaxing. And when we exhaling, it goes up. Pelvic floor goes up, okay? Pelvic floor is down here, pelvic floor muscles. When you inhale, watch the belly to get the idea. The belly is growing. And then the pelvic floor goes down. You exhaling goes up. Notice, I just want you to focus on the belly in case you're confused. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So let's really remember this. When we inhaling, Our pelvic floor muscles need to relax. We should not be holding our breath. We should not be contracting our pelvic floor muscles on the inhalation. All right, so close your eyes again, head, ribs, hips on top of each other. We're gonna inhale with our belly. Relax the deep pelvic floor muscles, the muscles which are guys, we did this day one. The front muscles are the ones that hold the pee, and the back muscles are the ones that hold the gas. So relax them both right now when you inhale. And on the exhale, I want you to lift the belly in and up and squeeze both these deep pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, relax them. Exhaling, squeeze and lift the belly in and up. So when you inhale, relaxing the pelvic floor muscles is critical, guys. It's important because the belly needs space for the air, right? Inhaling. And your muscles down there need to relax. And as you exhale, the diaphragm moves up and the pelvic floor muscles contract and go up as well. Okay, any questions so far? I know it's quite intense. I have this example as well, which I think was pretty visual. Inhaling, relaxing the muscles down there. On the exhale, we contract. Inhaling, relax. Because if we don't relax, we put pressure on these muscles. Exhaling, contracting and rising, right? As just the slide. Another example I want to bring it to you. Maybe that visuals were not enough. I have another one. Okay, so this is a balloon. Imagine the bottom of the balloon is the pelvic floor, and the top here is your diaphragm. When we inhaling, watch. I'm inhaling, bringing air into the balloon. See, the pelvic floor going down, so we need to have it relaxed. When we exhale, it goes up, right? So that's up there as well. So down and up. So that's why it's important, guys, when we are inhaling to relax these muscles. It's critical also when we're giving birth, right? If we inhale, we relax the pelvic floor muscles, baby slides out. When we exhaling, we contract, we tighten, we engage, we squeeze. This is the terms I use in my class, release and squeeze, when we're doing ab work, core work, and deep pelvic floor work. So Sarah says, that was so good. I don't think I've ever paid attention to my pelvic floor muscles while breathing before. Yes, exactly. So I hope then we can get into our six-pack much easier when our pelvic floor doesn't have that pressure and holding our breath. Okay, talking about holding breath. So if we don't breathe deeply, deeply is both belly and chest rising and expanding, or we tend to hold our breath. This disrupts the natural movement and weakens our pelvic floor. Yes, guys, who knew that holding your breath put pressure on your pelvic floor, and when you breathe easily, the pelvic floor is happy, doesn't have pressure. Okay, so which situations make you hold your breath, right? Sometimes extreme sports, when you're under stress, when you are feeling under pressure, when you have a deadline, when you are having a panic attack, when you're contracting your abs, but you don't know that with the breath is so much better and easier to collaborate, working out and lifting heavily, right? Also, when we lift something heavy, we hold our breath. That is why it's damaging for our pelvic floor. Holding anything heavy, kids, dogs, shopping, like suitcase, moving boxes, whatever you want to lift heavily, when you hold your breath, it is damaging to our pelvic floor. It puts pressure down there. Okay, after this slide, let's go back into the chat. Any questions? When our body's intense, maybe we have shallow breaths. Yes, and sometimes forget to breathe. Yes, so that actually damages not only our pelvic health, but also our brain health, because our brain needs oxygen to be focused, to have, good memory and to keep being functional and firing out commands. So breathing is not, deep breathing is important, not just for our pelvic floor, but also for the blood flow and the oxygen, brain, and it all through our veins. Yes, there's oxygen in our blood as well. So yeah, thank you, Cindy, for bringing that up. Okay, now the importance of relaxing the pelvic floor muscles and avoid constantly contracting them so they stay strong. Like I mentioned earlier with the balloon, right? If it was blown full capacity, and then after 3-4 days or maybe a week, depends on the quality of the balloon, your muscles too get soft and wrinkly. And what does that mean? It means we cannot longer control them and we have incontinence, prolapse, all the things that come with sneezing, coughing, and jumping around and running and all the fun stuff that we like to do. So very important is to also relax these pelvic floor muscles. We don't want to have them constantly contracting or constantly having pressure on them. Okay, so today also we're going to learn how to relax and contract so that quality of this muscle stays strong. And there is so many of us that we are so much under stress that even when you say you're washing the dishes, I want you to notice what is happening. Some of you really clench your booty, your glute muscles are always crunched and squashed and squeezed, and this means you're also contracting your deep pelvic floor muscles, and this means that they are constantly in a state of tension, right? We want to be able to relax, and I want you also to be aware of that after this day. Are you constantly contracting, or are you able to relax and contract and control, basically? Okay, so relax your pelvic floor when we inhaling, right? Here, inhale, relax your pelvic floor. Your diaphragm goes down. The pelvic floor muscles go down to relax. Here, they are relaxed. And then when we exhale, we pull up and in our belly and the deep pelvic floor muscles. So exhaling, sucking in, pulling up, inhaling, relaxing. Okay, remember this. Here we're contracting, here we are relaxing. Okay, right. Next slide is, hello, come back. Here you go. Okay, 5 ways to unblock your pelvic floor. And we're gonna start practicing some of these today. Right, if you are doing my classes, you probably noticed we're doing all this stuff already. Child pose, happy baby, one of my favorites to relax you guys, deep squatting, the swan, gorgeous. But today I want to focus a little bit about hug the belly. There are different names for this, but I call it hug the belly because that's kind of the sensation you get. And you can do it while pregnant. Fondi, this is amazing for you. You can do it postpartum. When they say you have to wait 6 weeks to 6 months to 2 years to do a workout for your abs, this is safe to do day one. So you can do it seated, you can do it standing, you can do it lying on your back or on your floor. And we kind of have been doing it every day in our Pilates classes. Right. Everybody focus now on your belly. I'm going to show you mine. You can just hold your belly if you want. You don't need to show me your belly or anything. You just hold it. Okay, for this example, I'm going to go all out because I want to show you. See, I said no elastic and see what I'm doing. Okay, so you can have your hands on your hip bones right there. We're going to inhale to relax the belly and the deep pelvic floor muscles. So everybody inhale, relax the belly. It's going to blow and relax. On the exhale, we're going to go deep from the pubic bone all the way up into the ribs. Exhaling. We're going to inhale, relax the belly and the deep pelvic floor muscles. Exhaling. Right? Let's do it together now. Inhaling. Exhaling. See, it's not just a simple in and out sucking. It's not just, well, I'm sucking, look, I'm thin. It is all about what's happening in the deeper level. So profile view might be actually a little better for you guys. So I'm gonna go for it. So my hip bones are here. I'm relaxing. See, instantly my pelvis wants to relax and go all the way back. On the exhale, exhaling, zipping up. Imagine you have that invisible zipper going all the way up. Already, we're waking up a lot of muscles here. We're already engaging. So put your hands in your belly, everybody. Inhale, relax. Your muscles here, your core, your lower belly, your lower abs are relaxed. Same as with your pelvic floor muscles. I want you to imagine is the elevator doors. The doors are open, ground zero. Everything is free. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, I'm bringing my zipper again, so I'm exhaling and squeezing and bringing that zipper all the way up into my ribs. This is exhaling and then inhaling, relaxing again. Right, let's move into our mat. Everybody have a minute. And moving slowly into our mats, back into our floor. I want you to have that visual again with the balloon or the toy that's expanding, like my son's toy, over our pelvis. Okay, back into a floor. I briefly talked about that yesterday, but I want to focus on postural alignment. So let's go back, find our alignment. Remember, everybody, the head is the highest point. Hands come below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to inhale and relax that belly, guys. Relax your deep pelvic floor muscles. Let the windy secrets free. Inhaling, relaxing. On the exhale, we tilt in the pelvis. We talked about the pelvis tilt yesterday. We tilt, but we also exhale and zip all the way up from the pubic bone into our ribs, as if you're wearing a tight pair of jeans and the zipper is down. And then inhale again, relax. The jeans have unzipped themselves. This happens as well, especially after Christmas. Okay, let's inhale, relax again. Put your head as high, don't drop between the shoulders. Keep the head the highest. Inhale, relax. On the exhale, we start squeezing and tilting the pelvis. Now you notice that your core is ready for some action. And now what happens when we are keeping that exhale belly and zipped up belly, we're going to use now our chest to breathe. So take a nice deep breath only with your chest. And on the exhale, we're going to slide one leg away, whichever leg you want. Now, you can relax again the belly, breathing in. Relax your pelvic floor. On the exhale, we tuck in, we zip in, we squeeze, and then we breathe again thoracically. Use your chest, your ribs to breathe in. On the exhale, we're going to lift both opposite arm and leg. We stay here with our core contracting, keeping everything safe, and then release, relax, and inhale with the belly. Exhaling, back at it again. Release, inhale. Exhaling, putting pressure, getting ready to lift and use a core. And come down and slide back into your floor. Child pose. Open up these knees, lengthen the arms away, relax your head into the mat, relax your deep pelvic floor muscles. Right. So I know it's a different concept. I know that usually when you guys exhale, you're told to relax. But when we're doing a workout, it's the actual opposite. Okay, so now I'm gonna do one more move here. The same we did earlier, but I want you now to remember to breathe thoracically. Okay, so pushing the floor away, head up high. Inhale with the belly, relax your deep pelvic floor muscles. Exhale, engage and squeeze. So now your belly is busy, you're contracting your deep pelvic floor muscles, you're protecting them, you don't hold your breath. You inhale now with your chest. On the exhale, we slide. We're breathing with the chest again. On the exhale, we lift. And I want you to only use your chest now. Inhaling chest, exhaling chest. The belly is busy. We're holding tight to our pelvic floor, contracting these muscles. Breathing and exhaling with the chest. Coming back up to your floor. Relax the belly. Inhale. Okay, let's go at it again. Inhaling, relaxing the belly. One more time. Exhaling, zipping in. Now, next breath in with the chest. Exhaling, sliding opposite leg and arm because we did the other one too much. Breathing only thoracically. Thoracic breathing. Inhale up and down. Inhale out. Belly is busy. It's still all zipped up. Everything is contracting. And then come back down. Slide. 4-point kneeling. Relax the belly. And then come into these toes, tapping these toes and come into your feet. And if you can do your deep squat here, it's amazing. We're gonna relax the deep pelvic floor muscles. Yes, relaxing completely. We're gonna inhale, and on the exhaling, we squeeze again, we come up. Now we're lifting something heavy, right? We have to lift our heavy head. So we're really squeezing and contracting. Your pelvis is tilted. You breathe with your chest. On the exhaling, we lift up a little bit more. Lower back is coming up. Inhale thoracically. Exhaling, we bring in the rest of the spine out. Breathing thoracically. Exhaling, head comes up last. And then we relax the belly. You see, when you are lifting heavy, even if it's your own body or if it's shopping, I want you to remember to contract, okay? And breathe next with your chest. Use your thoracic cage. Okay, let's do that. Let's find something heavy. Pretend you're holding something heavy. We're coming into a deep squat. We relax. You are picking up your, I don't know, your big delivery, your baby, your dog, your big shopping bag. Relax the deep pelvic floor muscles here. We inhale. On the exhale, we squeeze and we lift. We squeeze, we squeeze, we squeeze. Then we relax and we squeeze again and move with the weight. Breathing thoracically. All right. Okay, there's a lot of information, I know. Any questions? So diaphragmatic breathing is what I wanted to originally talk about. And then to protect your deep pelvic floor muscles, I talked about the thoracic breathing when we're lifting and when we are working out our abs. This way we protect our little trampoline here to stay strong. Okay, tell me, is it typical to really focus on the correct muscles? Guys, the rest of you, if you need to go, I respect your time. You're gonna get the recording. You're free to go. Otherwise, stay for the questions and the Q&A. Is it typical to have the really focus on the correct muscles? Yes, it is important to remember how to contract and release. If you're not able to separate the two and you always are totally relaxed or totally squeezing and contracting, this is damaging your muscles. So we need to be aware at what point inhaling, relaxing, exhaling, squeezing. You need to be able to separate the two. And with Pilates, eventually you don't even think about it. You just do that automatically. It goes into autopilot because the more reps you do, the better you get. And so you don't really think about it. That's how I'm now able to lift heavy stuff, sometimes heavier than my husband, because I don't think about it because I know what to do with my abs and my deep pelvic floor. Thank you, Fondi. Yeah, I don't find it natural to contract our pelvic floor muscles when exhaling. during those exercises, had to really focus on it. Yes, it takes a lot of practice. Absolutely. And I think our 4-point kneeling was a great example with balancing on opposite arm and leg, because it kind of forces you to have that stability in your core. And therefore, as you exhale, you feel ready to lift your opposite arm and leg and really do, it's called the tabletop, and do the tabletop. So to protect your pelvic floor muscles, is critical to basically combine posture and breathing, right? And then thoracic breathing when you are contracting your abs totally. Like, you don't want to hold your breath. You don't want to deprive your body from oxygen. You still need to get the oxygen going. And that's why we have a thoracic cage. And of course, a thoracic cage is there to protect our lungs, our heart, vital organs. And in our pelvis, there's just our pelvic floor muscles, it's just the hips and our abs. And that's why we need to have strong abs. That's why we need to have strong core, because there's nothing else there. We don't have a big constructions supporting like the ribs have. So everything here between your ribs and your hips is very, very fragile. It really needs your exhalation to contract. Strong core from the inside. It's not the artificial six-pack. This is deep abdominal wall muscles that we're talking about, combined with your hammock here. So tomorrow, basically tomorrow, we're gonna go into the finale, which is how to control, and release. And we're gonna do 4 safe Pilates moves that you can do daily for 3 weeks, which will help you start seeing changes. So if you do these 4 moves we're gonna do tomorrow, with everything we learned today and yesterday, and which muscles we need to contract, day 1, day 2 posture, day 3 breathing, and tomorrow, day 4, we're gonna do these 4 Pilates moves that I highly recommend you guys do daily for 3 weeks to see changes, to see something happening and feeling and knowing what's going on down there, and take back control. I appreciate your time. See you tomorrow for the last big one. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.